Program Setup screen. From the main form, click on Setup Items. Under the Payroll Setup Items tab, click on Agency Items. Now click on the Program Setup tab. Use Timesheet Verification. If you leave this box unchecked, you will run a report to verify all the input data. If you have a large amount of PAs you are working with, this option will work best for you because the software runs faster. If you do check this box and use this feature, the software will keep a running total of hours used a month for the consumer. It verifies as you go and no reports are needed. It does tend to run a bit slow. If that happens, just uncheck box and use original way. Use telephony feature. Check this button if you are using the telephony feature. Combine pay periods for payroll. This is an in-home function. Put agency addresses on all tax documents and checks. You want to check this box so that anything that needs to be returned to you will come to your agency and not the consumer. Require password to write check/ACH. You should check this to require a password to write checks and ACH debits so that only one person is changing this and not multiple persons. Manually set batch numbers for Medicaid billing. You don't have to check this if you are not going to use home health and CDS at the same time. If you do, you will have to manually plug the numbers in so that the batch numbers are always ahead of themselves in the system. Figure allowed hours by length of month for the timesheets. This button gives you the option to prorate the hours for the months that have only 28 days in them instead of 31 for allowed monthly hours of consumers. Use new logic to figure union dues. Unless you are union, leave unchecked. Renumber checks in PA order. Unchecked puts checks in consumer order. Use email to send check stubs. You may use email to send check stubs, but because of HIPAA, you must make sure that the full name is not listed on the check setup. Rather, use the initials. DOR checks with coupons attached. This is for the Department of Revenue. If you would like your checks and coupons to be printed together, check this box. If you want them printed separately, leave box unchecked. You may want to check with your DOR specifically on what they prefer. Use large single check signature. Prints a larger check signature if needed. Denote HCFA 1500 signatures for Medicaid bills. This is the HIPAA release form button. A new requirement is to have a signed release form called a HCFA. Pay period start date drop-down box. Typically, Saturday is the start of the pay period. Pay overtime in-home 80+ hours per pay period. Check this box if you want to pay time and a half for all hours over 80 in a pay period. Pay overtime CDS 80+ hours per pay period. Check this box if you want to pay time and a half for all hours over 80 in a pay period. Set up for home health button. Creates the agency name in the list of employers so that you can have attendants work for you as the agency.